What is up, everyone? If you can hear noise in the background, that's because people like to cook while being loud music is playing nearby. I'm a little excited right now. As you can obviously tell, it's a little later in the nighttime because I just got finished training. Yes, I am finally back training. This is easily the best I've felt in a while now. Honestly, I'll specify 2 weeks. But yeah, so I have been. All right, so as mentioned before in my much older videos, I've always wanted to be a professional wrestler. I applied for wrestling school. I became a part of a wrestling company. I got into a car accident that caused me to stop training because my money and my way of getting around was like devastated. Then I ultimately started training again. So this is my training attire: gray shirt, gray sweats. Well, not gray sweats, but whoa, I should not have shown that. But yeah, so I'm back training, and I'm back like ripping and running around and everything. It's mostly like cardio stuff. So it's cardio stuff. Then it's a little bit of shoulder work and a little bit of running around and all that other stuff. It's a beautiful experience for me. So I am like, this is probably the happiest you're going to see me in a while because I'm back doing something that I genuinely wanted to do since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And it took forever because there was not a lot of wrestling schools, and there was not a lot of wrestling schools in Louisiana. There wasn't really a lot of options. But man, I am feeling good right now. Especially considering like the week that I've had was intense, bro. Okay, so the wrestling training facility that I'm part of actually hosts shows like two times a month. It's like I want to say it's like every 2 weeks or something. So like they had a show this week recently, and I also went to Terminus 2, or as I like to call it, Tuminous. Nothing? Really? Okay. But yeah, I was there. I was at Tuminous, and it had me like really excited. It had me it made me realize why I wanted to be a professional wrestler in the first place. I always wanted to be a professional wrestler because I always wanted to not only do the cool stuff, but to interact with the wrestlers themselves also. And I got a chance to like talk to Swerve Scott for a little bit. Got a chance to talk to Gresham for a little bit. I got a chance to talk to I wanted to talk to Leon Ruff, but he had to leave before the show when the show ended. But I got a chance to talk to like I said, mostly like Queen Aminata, Dante Caballeso, Joe Keys, Kevin Blackwood, my homeboy Chad Skywalker, who by the way I see often at training because he's normally at the place I trained at. It was so good, man. It makes me like training and being back part of this is easily the best I've felt in a long time because not only am I getting closer to doing stuff that I wanted to do, but now I have a chance of actually, I got a chance to actually like interact with these people, get back in shape. I hope I look different. I hope I look like at least a little bit slimmer. I don't know, but I've always been fat, so. But yeah, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it, y'all. I am feeling it. Oh man, speaking of wrestling, I really don't want to bring this up because I probably might be overthinking it, but like I do feel like professional wrestling, like the more progressive it becomes, the more it's like still kind of stuck in its old ways. Because initially, professional wrestling in America was mostly, a white guy thing. It was mostly for old white guys. I'm not necessarily making it about race, so don't get all don't get all upset about it. But I will say, that now that the narrative is changing from just something that only impresses white fans to something that impresses everybody. Now it feels like black women are now starting to get pushed to the forefront, and people are just starting to get a little tense about that. And I'm starting to see a lot of weird things come for black women. Like at one time, it was Nyla Rose and her being trans woman, and then it was Big Swole and her thing with AEW, and now they had a fake article pop up talking about how people were happy that Brandy Rhodes was leaving the company when that's not true. Like, why would somebody post that? Like, come on, man. It's wild. It's really wild that this is a thing now. But these things happen. But man, I am. These things happen, but these things shouldn't happen though. And I really do feel like there should be like a conversation about why we put like why do we do like why is it that when black women do anything suddenly the thing is questioned or something has to happen or somebody like like it feels like Joe Biden says hey, I'm going to put a black woman in the Supreme Court, and now all of a sudden the racist on the right is like, well, I mean, that's all she has to be is a black woman. She can't be a judge. She can't be qualified. That's their only qualification. It's like nobody said anything when Trump put in like 3 Supreme Court justices. But I'm steering off into politics now, as you can obviously tell, because that is the thing. I really don't want to talk about politics because then I have to talk about Russia and Ukraine, and I feel like I don't know enough about Russia and Ukraine to actually talk about it, even though it feels like it feels like it's pretty cut and dry. Russia is trying to invade Ukraine. America has apparently the ability to at least slow that process down, but like that could lead to war. And you got some people who are saying, leave Ukraine alone, let Russia invade it or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. But other people are basically saying, America has to step in, which can lead to a war. It's just, it's a lot that goes in. It's like, it's not none of our business to begin with. America first. But like, I don't know enough about it to pick a side in this discussion. All I do know is that I'm not a fan of war, but I'm also not a fan of colonization. And I feel like that's what Russia is ultimately doing to Ukraine, which is weird because Russia is like the biggest country in the world. Like, why do you need Ukraine for? Why are you bothering people in Ukraine? It's a lot like how, the Israeli people are messing with the Palestinians. It's like, why are you bothering these people? Why can't y'all just leave them alone? What is in these areas that you need that's so important that you have to hassle them about it for? Like, as if people aren't already stressed, at least as if people aren't already stressed out enough with with a global pandemic going on. Now you have these invasions happening. You know what I'm saying? These people that are, people just can't even, people can't even like relax in their own countries without other countries being like, yeah, we want to mess you guys up for no reason. It's like, this is bonkers, man. On a good foot, I have finally got. But like I said, I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but that's just my take. I don't like war, but I don't like colonization. I just really wish that if people didn't have anything messed up, if people didn't have anything good to say or do to another person, I would just like to wish that we will at least like sort of grow out of this idea where we have to mistreat people, where we feel like we have to mistreat people. We shouldn't. Why are we mistreating people that we don't like? Why can't we just leave them alone? Because, like, chances are if you don't like somebody, it's probably because there's something wrong with you. I mean, granted, every so often there's a small chance that the person you don't like may have did something wrong. But most times, bullies just like bullying people. And I just really wish that we could just realize exactly how childish bullying is and stop it. Maybe that's just my take, though. I'm going to try to end this on a light note because this is 8 minutes long and I have been rambling. I have access to a website called Library Plus. I will try to put the link down to that site below. If you have like a library card and access to like, your library information, you could go on libraryplus.com, which is like an extension of a site called Comics Plus, and you can read like independent comics and stuff like that. I have been reading these comics dedicated to African folklore. I have been reading these the Catalyst Prime universe. I have been reading the Power Rangers comics, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they're all special and it's free. It's brought to you by the library. What more could you possibly ask for? If you like comics, if you like independent comics, please be sure to check out Library Plus. I sound like a plug right now, but I really hope that y'all check it out. I'm gonna try to like put a link down below, and yeah, that's it. I'm wired because of this. Like, I should be going to sleep like probably like in an hour or so, and I am just I will go on a run if I didn't think that it was going to get me murdered. See, old me would have like made a joke about that and just stared at you like blank faced. But no, I'm smiling. I'm happy. Yes. Love and peace, guys. Y'all be safe out there, and yeah. Happiness.